Unmuted. All right. This is the start. Anyways, folks, hey, welcome to In the Spirit of Things, and it's been a fun day, John. Everything is moving forward at the speed of sound as usual. Sister Michelle in the room. Did she find her way
I
in?
am. I made it. Here. Hi.
Outstanding. I thought I saw you standing on your head, spitting pickles over there.
How are you tonight, Peter?
Very, very good. The direction of flow is coming through on multiple levels for everybody, I think.
Very good. John, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing just fine. How are you making out, Michelle?
So far, so good. I understand you're on the gorilla's back again tonight?
I am, and I brought my elephant.
Very good.
Boy, I knew that it's going to get rare tonight. It's going to be rare in the air. Yeah. The elephant. We didn't want to touch the elephant, but anyways, it just came forward.
Just walk away.
We're in Animal House right now.
Let's walk away.
We're in Animal House.
The elephant.
Talk about camels getting their nose under the tent. I mean, that's all good. Welcome to the new zoo review. That was an actual program in the 70s, believe it or not.
Oh, I don't remember it.
Yeah, you were too. You were still in three-corner britches, I think.
No, I was the kid of the 70s. I was there. You had more time in the 70s than I did, though.
Yeah, I was. 70s. I was busy in the 70s.
I just remember this blur of orange and brown shag carpets. Yeah, pretty much.
You know, I have memories of shag carpet as well.
When your bong water tipped over on the shag carpet, wasn't that terrible?
Okay, guys. Really, we've got a record, guys. Come on.
It's all good. Who cares?
7 minutes in.
That's anyways. I hated when that happened. Anyways, beautiful things happening. Brother Michael is in heavy lift mode. The guy's got 22-inch arms. It's a beautiful thing. He's past me. Matter of fact, I think I posted in just about every Skype room that I have. Everybody's getting the memo a little bit better. Michael created a nice, beautiful email blast for everybody in case they didn't see it. It goes out to many, many. Let me go find it. Anyways, nope, that's not it either. Boy, I'll tell you, I have brain. There we go. Anyway. Thank you, Michelle. Very good. Yep. And
better hurry up.
Okay, what's the wrong answer? Anyways, hey folks. I think Cookie should be coming in. I think. I didn't get up with her to get her phone number. I guess I wanted to Skype her and get the phone number that she'll be coming in under. We're going to talk about the release of that $3.2 million lien on her bank account.
Excellent. Well, that's very exciting news, isn't it, Peter?
Oh, yeah, folks.
$3.2 million. Now, that's how bad they don't want to mess with what we're bringing forward, eh?
Yeah, well, no, she was just sharing the love. She, oh, hey, the Bull's back on the page, and Peter. Michael he put me. Oh, look at it. He superimposed Privatis.Me his coat of arms over my face. Did you see that, John?
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, that's great.
Nice arms, huh?
Not bad at all.
Dude, I'm telling you, yeah. I'm gonna eat. See that bowl? I'm gonna eat that side of beef right there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Michelle, you'll just be standing by eating your hummus.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to go there. I already got your memo.
That's fine. Got it. Very good. Moving on.
Yeah. We love you in spite of your food picks. It's all good.
In spite of my food choices. Very nice.
Yes, that's all right.
Thank you for your tolerance. Thank you for your tolerance, not your acceptation. Your acceptance, I guess, is the right word in English, but your tolerance. That's kind of white knuckling.
Well,
when you're just so, I tolerate her.
No, it's not like that at all. Hey, I'm living off of hemp powder just about most of the time, but every now and then I got to go to I got to go to the beef side of the pool. Where's the beef?
so am I, but not the beef, but the hemp. It's just I don't talk about it. That's all.
Ah. Oh my goodness. So what are you trying to tell me, Michelle?
I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Oh my goodness. I'm getting my brake speed off by
Abort.
the third.
Abort.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, let me come back to this page, folks. On the email blast.
Wait, do I hear crickets? Did I hear crickets for a second? I
there
did.
We go.
Okay.
Sounds like Santa's sleigh on the top of the roof.
That's what it does sound like, doesn't it?
It's jingly.
There you go.
Anyways, for those who are new here, welcome aboard. This is the new normal. We don't know what normal is. We don't really care what normal is, but whatever it is, this is it. So we can live here. Like Michael posting, we took the bull by the horns. Anyone that joins as a private member for 240 or any existing private member that upgrades for the 120 gets the following within 72 hours. Michael's already, I got the first package. I am really special. I'm first in line. Just like that at the registry here very soon.
We'll see though, Peter.
We will, because I know the gatekeeper.
So do I. And not
is this a
to
competition?
be competitive.
It is.
Not to be competitive with you, but I did get 2 of my processes out last week.
You're right.
And I actually got a response this week, so at some point I'd like to discuss that.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. We'd love to hear what that brought forward. I love when the government writes us back.
Folks, if you didn't see the list, if you didn't join for free, because everybody can join for free, you didn't get the memo. Everybody gets a custom coat of arms. Avery labels also, we can do, because those are offsets with codicils, voter rescission template, your IRS/CRA template. We got to get forward with our ATO brothers and sisters. We'll have to do that in a little bit for them, because they're getting whacked extraordinarily hard, and they actually think that they have a duty to be voting, and they find their brothers and sisters over there in that country. Brother Tish was sharing with me. Anyways, they don't fine us. We just remove our presumption. We'll cover your issue if you'd like to, Michelle, in a little bit. I wouldn't mind broaching that issue. Marriage license if you have one, folks. If you didn't go to class last night, you didn't get the memo, it was in class 2, and all the links are posted here on this email blast, so everybody can get into those portals easily. You could also get access to class 1 and the pre-curriculum for class 3. The train is leaving the station. This is direction of flow, folks. Start at the beginning. Anyways, we got to settle the debt. Let me just finish the list, Michelle, and then I'll shut up. Settle the debt templates with your name and seal. IRS settle the account templates. Court settle the account with your name or seal. Debt validation package. We're going to shorten that debt validation package, folks. No need to do 4 steps in the process. I know I started it that way. It's always right-minded, but if they fail to answer, they're never going to bring a valid claim. We already know this, so we're just going to cut them off the knees. We'll register the document, and then we'll go do whack-a-mole with misprision of a felony, and we'll have some fun if they want to drag it somewhere else. Anyways, this package gets you all our great documents with your name, coat of arms in place, superimposed on the documents. This will save you tons of time and funds, and you can hit the ground running. I talked about last night on last night's class. I said if people aren't willing to go over the little bridges, they're never going to get over the big bridges. So if you're not willing to remove the presumption, you stand fast in fear and say, well, I'm just not going to make any waves and they'll leave me alone. You're dead wrong, because you're a dead entity, and then they get to hypothecate you 10 times worse. Standing back in a neutral capacity is not a viable option. I've been saying that for about 6 months. So the links are on this email blast, and so that's enough on that. And those members that want to upgrade, if superimposing your documents with the your family crest and seal, which is a really good idea. because it separates the living from the dead. It's probably you'll have every document you need for the moment, and as we create more, like with the misprision of felony and some other things, those will automatically be added to all the members after the fact. Everything when we go forward. That's why you're paying for membership. You get everything as we go, and we'll keep you. So we're learning as we go, but we're also removing a bunch of more than just presumptions. Like I say, we will be going down the road. No pun intended, with the vehicle issue, because they tricked everybody to come over to commerce into a driving capacity, and in reality, you were never meant to have to come over that way. They just had to trick you. It started in 1906. I'm going to find that document, Michelle, because it's really imperative that people understand how this scam got started for the hypothecation event.
Yeah, and I think Augustus Blackstone mentions it too, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look. Don't go on what I say. I'll have to look into that too.
Yep.
But Peter, I wanted to mention you discussed the marriage contract rescission.
Yep.
That's valid for people who wish to stay with their husband or wife.
Yeah.
It's just basically, I guess, in simple language, it's you divorcing the government.
Right, you're divorcing the state only, folks. Your significant other still stays your significant other. Now you don't have the third-party interveners in the middle of the mix trying to, let's say, move on your children because they think the fruit of your loins was their property. Well, it sort of is, but that's all right. Well, we can work on that. But that's a first presumption to start with. Even if you're divorced, folks, if you have an outstanding marriage certificate still in the game, you're going to rescind the signature on the application you put forward so they can remove it from their system of records. Brother Patrick shared with us a little love, and he's nowhere to be found on his body politic over where he lives. He did the steps in the process with the voter rescission. Folks, we're starting at ground zero. It's really simple. Yeah. This is ground zero. If you're not willing to go, folks, you're not arguing, you're not warring, you're not asking, you're just removing a presumption. And see, that's called free will. That's why you're at the show. It's free will because every man, woman, child, for the most part, has the right to act on free will. If you fail to act on your free will and make it known, then that's called acquiescence. That's called giving over. That's called consent. And I've been covering this for weeks and weeks and weeks on how we consent. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be probably week 4's curriculum is going to be just on consenting. And then when I go to week 5, I'm going to show you how to unconsent, and that'll be the starting of the solutions for the curriculum. But I got to take everybody through the steps 1 through 4, how you got here, and how all these different things bind you up for big pharma, medical, Obamacare, forced shots, all this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to cover a little bit of that on the 4th class. So you have a little bit more clarity on how all these far-reaching tentacles have gotten into your life. And you do have the right to act in free will to remove all presumptions. But if you fail to do such, you got to go ahead and lick the boots of your masters ad infinitum because they think you're happy with where you are because you didn't remove the presumption.
Exactly. Privatis is a great. You get on and am I muted or unmuted now?
No, I guess you're unmuted.
Actually, it kicked out for a second.
I didn't know you were muted.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Okay.
Well, I thought you were on Gorilla's back. I didn't think you were muted. I guess the sound
just kicked out for a second. So anyway, for our new listeners and stuff like that, what Privatis is removing all assumptions that the government owns you basically as chattel, that they have the right to do with you as you will. Privatis is going to allow you to remove. As they will, Privatis is going to allow you to remove all those assumptions so that you know how to defend yourself in their courts, how to act in the private, how to be in the private, and so that you can be left alone. And there's so many facets to this because we're so entrenched with the government in so many different ways. We've consented to their authority, and this is a way to step by step really show you the maze to getting out of all this, basically tyrannical tyranny that's going on in our countries.
Right.
And,
Because,
go ahead.
Yeah. Because if they haven't, matter of fact, folks, if you please, for all intents and purposes, go to the Facebook page because I post beautiful, beautiful informations and educations. It'll blow your mind, but at the same time, it'll give you total clarity, so I'm not talking either side of my mouth on hearsay. That's why I like to post stuff. So this is a vehicle or a tool that allows me to help everybody get clarity in short order very quickly. So if you're not on the Facebook page, see, because that's where I go to when I start talking about stuff. If I want to click on a link, I say, please go to the link that was posted today by my producer, and now you can see for yourself with both eyes open, ears open, and now you know it's not hearsay. Because, folks, let me tell you something. What's coming down the pike, if you want to ride the same train that you're on, it's not going to be a good train. It's a bad train. It's a train that is a control train, forced shots, Obamacare, forced compliance on multiple levels because you have given over by acquiescence and consent on all these adhesion contracts. So this is why we start at ground zero, simple. You start with the simple steps. That's why we created the documents. We knew our brothers and sisters didn't know who they were, so we created the documents in a capacity that everybody can use in the format that we have, because Live Man seals his documents. He doesn't sign them. Signing is what dead men do. That's why they want you to sign everything. When you go to jail, they want you to sign over so they can get that damn Standard 428 rolling, surety bond, which you're the surety, and you get to go do time on Maple Drive for a lie. But you consented. You gave over. Because you said you understood what the judge was saying. He was lying through tricks because you've been programmed your whole life. You didn't know that it wasn't about civil or criminal. You didn't know it was all about the bonds and a hypothecation event. That's what I'll be teaching at next week's class on week number 3. We're going to have some real fun there. Anyways.
I'm definitely going to have to show up for that one and say my 2 cents worth, I believe, when it comes to court. I love playing in their courts now. It's a great time when you see the complete turnaround in their eyes and their expressions and how they treat you. When you know exactly who you are in those courtrooms and you don't waver from that, it is quite a different experience. It is not one of fear anymore. It's one of empowerment.
Yeah. Well, you could be Stuart Smalley from Saturday Night Live. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me. And at the end, you got them liking you, didn't you, John?
They got to like you, yeah. You stay in your honor, stay in peace, and know who you are. They can't help but respect that. And if they don't, well, we've got remedy for that as well.
Go figure. A Saturday Night Live clip came to my head. You can tell where my history. Folks, yes, I watched the propaganda machine without fail on the front end. But that's all right. I turned it off, and it's all good. Anyways, let's see what time we got. Okay, we got about 6 minutes. Michelle, I would definitely love for you to share just a little bit of how
Sure.
Quebec deals with the voter registration roll, and they think you were asking for permission, and they didn't get the memo quite right.
Sure. First, I'd like to give a little mini geography class. So in the United States, you have states. In Canada, we have provinces and territories. I live in a province in Quebec. The official language here is French, which is why I sometimes struggle with my English when I speak, and I say a lot, and I do apologize for that. So I sent in my elector status change notice and precipice to le Directeur Général des Élections du Québec, which translates as the Director General of Elections of Quebec. And I received a form letter which basically says, here I'll translate, to follow up on your demand to no longer be on the permanent electoral list. We're asking you to confirm your request for removal from the list by filling out Section 5. Don't forget you must date and sign this form in Section 7 and return it in the enclosed envelope, accompanied by 2 pieces of identification, which are qualified in Section 4.
Yes,
and
status identification.
Everything must be returned to the Director General of Elections by the latest July 16th. Now, I'd like to there's sometimes I'm having internally, Peter, I'm at 15 right now, which is why I'm sort of sublimating this to bring it out to a nice, cool, rational 3, because otherwise, if I let it all out, I'm going to crank it.
That's all right. I ain't scared of no ghosts.
This is a form letter they sent me, and they're telling me that I have to send it back by July 16th. Now, let's get this straight. I gave them my requirements. I was very polite, and I sent in my notice, and I said peacefully, and, please give me, what did I write?
Confirmation of some sort.
No answer to this instruction is required, but acknowledgement of compliance would be nice. And I continued, if you can't, I would actually need your oath of fidelity and your policy number and name and address of the underwriter of your bond, which means that I would be, as you like to say, going to their daddy. So it's quite ridiculous that they are making demands on me. They're giving me a deadline, and they actually send me something. First of all, it's in French. My correspondence with them was in English, and at the bottom of their form they say here, if you wish to receive future correspondence in English, please check here. It's just the level of bureaucracy is it escapes my
think somebody died and
sense of logic.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put my life into these nice little ordered boxes. And
nope.
No, look, I made my requirements of them. I made my requirements known to them. It was in very easy to understand English, and they're sending me a form that I have to fill out. And basically, in Section 5, which they're asking me to fill out, it says, and again, I'll have to translate inscription on the permanent electoral list, and you have to check off yes or no for each of the following 3. I desire that my name be listed on the provincial electoral list, yes or no. Municipal electoral list, yes or no.
What part of removal
list, yes
of presumption of the whole scam? You don't want to be on any freaking list. That's the whole point.
I know.
They're not getting the memo, but we gave them a new memo.
I know.
Hey, we'll cover it after break.
Know.
It is time for break.
I know.
So, break time. Okay. It's going to be a beautiful thing, and I'm going to give my 2 cents after you get done with yours, because I can go to 15 pretty quick too.
I had a couple more things to say. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, no, we're going to pick this up right after the break.
Very good.
Because this is important. It's folks, we're going to show you how to get right-minded after the break.
Yeah.
Everybody go do what they do on break. We'll be right back.
Very good.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.Me or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
Unmuted. I love it. And anyways, hey, folks, we're on the uphill slide of 8 o'clock, and Sister Michelle is sharing a little love about how the nefarious ones think we're looking for permission and consent. And, folks, here in USA Inc., we ain't looking for permission and consent. See, they're so used to everybody being slaves and subservient, Michelle, they actually think you're going to follow that sorry-ass bullshit directive they put across your desk. And you can share how we're going to handle that. I think that would be, matter of fact, folks, this is how you handle it when you're dealing with idiots. So we're going to help them get their minds right. Because, see, only slaves ask for permission, consent. Only slaves fill out government documents. At least, because, see, they're not used to you people stepping off. Right, John?
No, they're definitely not. It completely throws them sideways when you go into their courtrooms and you upset the balance. And you know what I mean? People don't understand it. It's a bit of work to learn this stuff, but once you know it, it is very simple.
Yep.
It's just the fact that you have to live it. You have to believe it. That's the biggest thing. Standing in as a man in these courtrooms and stuff like that, it does take some kahunas, and but
that's kahunas to you, bro.
It definitely helps when you.
And that's Spanish.
That is Spanish for nuts. Make sure everybody got the memo, because we are having a lot of Spanish class over at my house.
Inside joke.
And it's well, for me in their courts, it's basically second nature. I don't know anything else but how to stand as a man now. I don't know how to do legalese and all that kind of stuff. I'm completely incompetent when it comes to legalese. I don't speak that language, nor am I part of the Bar Association. So I'm not required to know any of this information. I'm there as a man, and I'm there to have any injured party bring forth a claim against me. If there's no injured party, then I do not understand why I'm in their courts. If I have no breach of contract, again, I do not understand why I'm in their courts. So once you understand or understand that, and know that, and believe that, and with the information that we have, it's so abundant. It's quite easy to stand in their courts.
Anyways, Michelle, share with them how you plan on standing in the correct capacity to handle this business.
I will. I just want to continue my rant. I just find it very ironic that I wrote to them. I sent to them my notice in precipice, indicating to them that I required for them to remove my information from their rolls, and this was of my free will. And they're imposing or attempting to impose on me a deadline that this has to be done by July 16th. Ça me dépasse. In French, we say ça me dépasse. It bypasses all logic and reason. I don't get it. Now, at the bottom, they are requiring me to sign and date, which I'm not going to do. My plan is to basically say something to the effect of this offer to contract is refused, refer to attached document, and I'm going to send them a true, what is it, old school, when you make a photocopy, but it's true to copy, what is it called?
A true certified copy.
True to original copy, because I don't need notaries. I don't need somebody else to vouch for my honesty. So I will
your word
write
is your
on
bond.
my document. My word is my bond. I don't need I don't need for somebody else to verify. And I understand that we spoke of this on last show, and I understand the point because they're very they just aren't honest. Sorry, I've got a cat walking across my desk here who's looking for some love and. Yeah.
It definitely looks like, it's exactly the same thing as in their courts. They're testing to see if you watched an internet video or if you really know who you are.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this is. This letter is basically, we may have one that's awake. We may have one that knows who she is. Let's find out and see if we can get her to recontract and see if she really knows what she's talking about.
Yep.
And thus, there comes the background from Privatis.
Or, John, maybe it's just somebody, who in the lower echelons, some paper-pushing desk jockey who isn't aware, and, she wants to get off the roll, fine, here's the form that they fill out, And in either case, I'm going to give the same response, and I'm going to red box what I write, and say non-negotiable.
I tend not to believe that because these letters, I guarantee, are definitely going up the chain very quickly when these are given to these corporate fictions. And I guarantee that it's not going to be a low-level a minion. Maybe one that gets that and opens that, but that's going to go up to his boss very quickly.
They saw the red box and it goes beep, 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 beep.
Exactly.
Stand back. Put your arms in at all times.
It's going to explode. It's going to explode.
Send out the test template.
Yeah. Oh yes. Are we having fun yet? And Michelle, I would definitely, as well as your offer to contract hereby refused, rescinded, whatever. Red box that son of a bitch. Put non-negotiable at the top so they understand what that means. And also put, I'm not asking for your permission or consent. Do your job. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I'm not asking you to do anything except
but it was
remove.
just their imposition of a deadline on my requirement of them to get something done. It's no, actually, it's quite the opposite. I'm requiring you to do something. You're the trustee in this situation. Do your job.
Yeah.
Do not be giving me deadlines.
I'd print off a copy of the big cup and put that in there too.
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
I got balls. I got cojones.
Yeah, we're not going to get into a public discussion of balls, though, Peter.
Yeah, that's right. Then we'll start talking about elephants
what
again.
goes
really
on in the Skype room, guys, what goes on in the Skype room stays in the Skype room.
Yeah, it's like Vegas.
Right.
Well, see, do you see this the mentality shift of Privatis members? See, you know how they've taught you all your life to be fearful of the government, to never, don't write the government and tell them you want this and you demand this, and you see the whole different mindset from members from Privatis. It's complete. Whoa, let's write them, let them know. Let's they wrote us back. Well, let's set them straight again.
Yep.
There's no fear. There's none of that with us. Like I say,
but there's a hell of a lot of postage. I gotta say, John, there's a hell of a lot of postage at one point. You know.
Well, then send them a notice
that
if they wish to recontract with you, give them a fee to which to recontract or to offer to recontract with you.
I don't operate in commerce, though. I understand that some
neither
people,
will they.
No, but I understand that for some people that's an acceptable way of doing things, and that's fine. But for me, I don't operate in commerce, so I will not be asking for any money from anybody. I don't put liens on people. For me, it's just not my style. That's not the way that I'm going in particular. But I'd like to shift the topic a little, guys. I have some other news. About an hour before we started the show, I closed down my bank account.
Yep.
I have been dreaming of this for a long time, and I got myself into a position where, I just closed down the couple of credit cards that I wasn't using anymore, made sure that I had no more automatic payments that went through my bank account. It's quite the process because they just get us so completely dependent on the bank account for everything, and it's always under the guise of convenience.
Yep.
You don't have to think about it. Just link your various utilities, and they'll come out of your account. Really? I don't want anybody going into my account. What if there's a dispute? I don't want Canada Revenue Agency being linked directly to my account.
Yep.
You know? So, but that in itself was an experience. There was a small amount of money in my account, and nonetheless, they didn't have the cash in the bank yesterday to cash out the account and close it down for me yesterday, so I had to go back today. In other words, you have to order. I asked them what's the amount, and they said, well, if you're asking for anything more than $1,500, you have to order the cash. And I was like,
yeah, hey, John, they got to go to the next building and get the printer started up.
Wow,
right.
This is new.
Right.
What a crock of crap.
The teller was a new teller because I refused the bank card. When they sent me a new bank card, it had the RFID chip on it.
Yep.
And I didn't want that, so I just cut up my card and I spoke to the tellers and I said, I'm going to be doing my banking in person from now on. And there was no problem with that. It's just it was a teller that I didn't recognize. It was a new one. So she needed 2 pieces of identification from me.
I got 2 pieces. You could have used mine. I should have sent you mine.
Well, that's it. That's
no.
another.
And then they say that's not acceptable. They try to pull that crap, and I just hold them fast. I've done this. Michael has too. He's used his international ID. I don't like to mention. Anyways, he used.
I know we won't mention, but I
no
understand. So I gave them my driver's license, my government driver's license, and my government health care card, which you're supposed to have all the time anyway. Which, well, that's my next step. Actually, those two cards. But it's just we are so completely linked into the system, and the point of having these pieces of ID, you need those for everything. If I want to go to the post office and pick up a book that I may have ordered from Amazon, let's say, they require a piece of ID. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to figure something out for that.
Yeah, well,
that's going to be my next step.
Get a document with 3 witnesses on it, and here's my proof. Shut up, You know what?
Right.
We got to flip the switch. This is going to be a flipping the switch. We are ground zero on this whole, and this ain't a movement, folks. We don't do movements.
No, we don't.
Your bowels do movements, but we don't.
I wasn't going to say it, Peter.
And that's why it's always crap coming out,
Yeah.
Anyways, I know I get tacky sometimes, but I'm trying to make a point.
No, you make very visual points, Peter. They sure stick in the brain. Can't accuse you of not being descriptive.
No, or politically correct.
No.
We've had enough of that in this world.
Yeah, that's the whole problem.
Exactly.
Or diplomatic.
Did I get a clap on that one? Yeah, I got a clap, I think. It's my producer agrees with me somehow. I don't know why.
I don't know, she's laughing at you, I think.
We got a laugh track. I love it.
Yeah. So those were my experiences today. Receiving this letter from the Directeur Général des Élections du Québec and closing down my bank account. I won't tell you about my lease contract situation. I think that's a whole other show going on, I think. So I'll step down from that for now.
Well, I guess Cookie...
people are on the move.
Yeah. I guess Cookie's not showing up tonight, but that's all right.
Maybe
she's going to
show
cover...
up later.
Huh?
Maybe she'll show up later.
No, I don't think so. She's got a function or something. She was talking about Thursday. I told her, well, Thursday's Privatis.Me call. That's in my house. Anyways, no biggie.
We do have a caller in the queue if you want to take a call there, Peter.
Oh, sure. Why not? Well, we're having fun now.
Andrea, can we have that area code? Area code 443.
Hey, Peter, this is Otis.
Who?
Sorry, who's this?
Hey, Peter, this is Otis.
Otis.
I told Otis to stop on by for a couple of minutes. Him and I were sharing the love earlier today.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about what you're hearing, Otis? Pretty interesting, huh?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love the fact that you guys are getting away from all of the processes from over the years that have told people hold on to everything that these messiahs think instead of empowering themselves. I just can't deal with it.
Yep. Yeah. Brother Otis is right-minded like us, so he got to play. He's going to come and play in our nucleus for a little while. Anyways, he gets it too. He shared a little Miss Prison of Felony Love back in some while back as well. And ironically, they made it go away. Go figure.
Yeah. What actually happened was I had a jury summons. Now, I used to get rid of jury summons simply. I don't contract, I don't consent, and all that. I'd send it back to them, just certified mail. Then, for the last couple of years, and they left me alone. So this year, they decided that they wanted to try something. I guess it's because all of the people waking up. So they wanted to see if I knew what I was really doing. So what I actually did was I addressed it. I usually just send it back to the capitalized letter jury commissioner. This time, I actually got the name of a person and actually connected it to this person privately. And within 2 days, they've never did it this fast. Within 2 days, I got a response saying, "You're the juror. You are to come back in," and all this stuff about how just a bunch of crap about how your request for missed jury duty has been denied. So of course I sent that back to him.
Yep.
So a month went by and I didn't hear anything. All of a sudden, a sheriff comes to my door and puts a summons on my door. So I think this is hilarious because I love these things because they're the funniest joke in history. You guys know that.
Yep.
So I actually got the summons and I read it. Guys, this will have you laughing. So the summons actually was stamped by the clerk of the court, petitioned by the jury commissioner, stamped by a judge, and actually delivered to my door by a sheriff. And it said that I missed my court date on May the 24th, and they sent me plenty of time, plenty of notices. They sent me 2 or 3 of them, and they said, but the date was unknown. They sent these. Right on the summons it says this. And this is the funny part. It said I missed my date on the 24th. However, the date was only May the 14th.
Oh, no. So you're late in advance by 10 days, Otis.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't even
know.
Do you set the time machine in fast forward, or how do you fix that?
So what I went and did was I went and seen the sheriff. I showed him in the actual summons. He stamped it. He actually stamped it. And what happened was, I sent it back, of course, but what happened was, at first he was trying to tell me, oh, it's just a mistake. I said, really? I said, this corporation, which prides itself on crossing the T's and dotting the I's, made a big mistake like this. So he agreed with me and said, if anybody gives you trouble, just tell him, and he got my back and all of this crap. So I went ahead, sent it back, sent a notice. I sent a notice to the sheriff and a notice to the Maryland Attorney General. It's been over a month, and I haven't heard anything from anyone. Wonder why that is.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like somebody has
Very good.
Andrea wanted to give you some cheers there, Otis, because you're. We call you one of our OGs, one of our original gangsters, because you've been with us since the beginning.
That's cool.
But,
so it sounds, Otis, like somebody had ants in their pants, and they just wanted to get you.
Yes, get you excited and go traverse and give over and bow down and not know who you were. And, gee, you shared the love with 2 monkeys in the mix, and they knew what time it was, because that's mail fraud, brother, too.
Yep. And it was funny because all I did, I basically said, according to your documents, according to this, according to this, according to this. I never take a position. I just ask, let's just lighthearted questions and let them know I'm peaceful, I'm not adversarial. Just want to know some answers. That's all.
Yeah, well, it's like, hey, brother, it's like what everybody asked for with the third-party scumbags. We're just asking for the valid claim, and if you got it, great. Then we got a game. We can move forward. They never answer a damn thing. So it's going to be misprisoned of felony, en masse, USA Inc., going across all 50 states. We're going to share the love on a whole different level because, see, if we don't do that, then we're a party to the bad act, brother. We become a part of the constructive fraud. So I don't want any of my brothers and sisters to be a party to constructive fraud ever again. So we're going to share the love in all 50 states, and they're going to make up new statuses on how to deal properly because we ain't taking it no more. We're not the dumbed-down slaves you thought, and we're not going to argue. We're just going to call you out. We're just going to bring our big flashlight with the extra heavy-duty batteries to shine a light on the cockroach, i.e. third-party bottom feeder, fraudulent, scum-sucking bottom feeder. I know I get a little emotional.
Express yourself, Peter. It's
yeah, I have a hard time putting things into words. Anyways, hey, folks, this is what's going to happen. I tell you what, it's going to be a paradigm shift for dumbasses. That's what it's going to be. Because they think they can get away with it. It's called hubris, Hubris. Go look it up. Yeah, it's one who acts outside of his scope and capability in, like, with contempt and misbehavior, thinking that nobody's going to call him out. So it's time to call him out. And we're going to do so in love, in harmony, because we just want to help them get their minds right. Because when they bring these garbage third-party debts, even after my brothers and sisters have come forward and ask them nicely to bring forward the valid claim. They fail to do so, and then they bring it to court. They're perpetrating another fraud upon the court. Now the clerk of the court's in the mix, the DA's in the mix, and the judge's in the mix, and they're going to be listed on the misprision of a felony so they can get their freaking minds right.
I love it.
Because they're all a party. Hey, brother, they're all a party to the hypothecation scam. They're letting this crap come through. That's the point. Even after the fact, even though the third-party intervener knew that he didn't have a valid claim, he still moved forward in fraud, 100% unequivocal fraud. So, guess what? Now you got irrevocable proof because you asked through your registered mail, and I want to see the little son of a bitch wiggle out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be able to. It's called untenable situation. Can you say untenable situation?
It's so hilarious because I never, they reacted so quickly the minute I don't care about responses because, like you said, Peter,
right?
All they do is send them out in templates. I mean, I don't care about responses. I want a reaction, and that was definitely a reaction.
Yep.
Because
that was good.
Yeah, I just basically, you do that all the time, but like you said, I love the fact that you guys go deeper to where, I've been getting rid of them for years, but eventually they come back because I haven't quite solved just how to get rid of them completely. And I think you guys have the best forum, best solutions that I've heard out of anything else.
Yeah, because we're not warring. We're going to show the love. We're just going to remove presumptions, and we're going to post them on a public registry so you don't. So now we have what I call irrevocable proof. I like that word. It works because now you have a registered mail. And, brother, we're creating an actual public registry. We're going to have a gatekeeper at that public registry to deal with our hard documents that will go to her. You will get your originals back, but they will be date and time stamp on our public registry, just like what they do down at the county. But we don't have to go to the county to do theirs because that's their crap. We are not giving over to seize or asking for permission or consent. We're giving you the heads up, and when they have the heads up on this level, they never expected a concerted effort of brothers and sisters to get together that could think outside the box. This scares the living poop out of them. Anyways, here comes the Camp FEMA train. Last call for those who didn't get their ticket. Yeah, I don't have a ticket. It's all good. I'm not going.
And Otis, similarly, you were saying that all of a sudden it's like they're coming down on you. Since I started doing this show with Peter and John, Canada Revenue Agency has been sending me very nice invitations.
Love letters,
Just last week I got 3, but my notice and precipice it was received on June. Actually, it's been about a week now. It's been exactly 1 week now. So I'm very eager to see what their next move is. Because I'm done. I cannot, in a conscionable way, be supporting these banksters in their acts of genocide and murder and atrocities and suffering and pushing people down. I cannot, and I will not. So this, for me, is my act. This is my, sorry, I'm thinking in French again, guys, but c'est ma volonté. It is my free will, basically.
Yep.
I call them my fan club. I get fan club letters all the time.
That's a nice way of thinking about it, sure.
At least you know someone's thinking about you.
You guys, you got to laugh at this stuff. I get it.
Oh, you do.
And I just laugh because you see how people they get really scared when they get something in the mail. I have to calm people down and say, this is words. It cannot hurt you. Remember what your mom told you. And read exactly what it actually says. It never addresses what you address. It's templated. I think they all share a template and send them out to everyone.
Yeah,
and it's never signed by a human being, by a spirit. There's never a signature there, and they just shoot these out of a computer. And they've been making mistakes. I mean, they'll say second notice when it's really the first, and it's this computer gone wrong kind of thing. Where anyway, sorry, that's a whole different rant, guys.
Yeah, it's left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, after the break, I'm going to cover a little bit about my IRS encounter. I'm going to prove to you the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. Anyways, hey, folks, hey, brother Otis, if you want to stand fast and hang out in the room for a while longer, that's good with us. Anyways,
sure.
We're gonna go to break. We're gonna do a rock and roll tune of some sort, I'm sure. Anyways, hey, everybody go do what they do when they take a break. We'll be right back.
All right.
There you
Good.
go.
VerdictProductions.com, providing high-quality visual appeal for websites, videos, custom designs, and animation. We can design custom logos, animated images, banners and ads for your website, and even t-shirt designs. Have a video project you want to put on YouTube? Our professional video software will have you up on the web in no time. Visit VerdictProductions.com today and send us your project for a free quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.
All right, welcome back to the top of the hour in the spirit of things. Hey, Otis, John, Michelle, I'm going to share a little bit on how these clowns really operate. They're really good at, I call moving the goalpost, okay? Just when you get the memo and you think it's all good. So I'm going to share for my brothers and sisters who are out in the audience, they need to hear this, because I'm a pretty sharp tool in the shed. I do get stuff. You know, as I was researching UCC and all this other stuff and whatever, hey, I've got skills. I had a banker buddy of mine, 17 years in the bank game, and he shared with me, again, I was well schooled in negotiable instruments law, so I got concepts. Back in 2010, you had these groups pushing about the A for V, the acceptance for value methodologies, which now they've just pretty much, the crooks have literally closed that gate. But you had, I won't mention any names, but you had parties out there pushing in the public these methodologies. See, let me share some what happens, folks, when they push it in the public. See, because when that's why I came over to Privatis.Me. Michael and I created it, because what I talk about at my house in private with my private members is private. It's really private. You have to take an act or an action to become private. But anyways, long story short, let me get to the point. I sucked into the A for V game, didn't realize they had already moved the goalpost. I did an international bill of exchange for a couple bucks to Brother Timothy, and I say that probably with a little contempt. Timothy Geithner, the Secretary of Treasury, see, because they're the bookkeepers to settle the accounts. So I knew well how to create an international bill of exchange, attaching to my birth certificate bond, raised seal, birth certificate bond, and I told them, hey, handle the $310,000 you say you think I owe, and we'll call it a day. I sent it, registered mail, properly. Like I say, I got schooled by somebody who has excellent skills, a 17-year banker, and I forwarded it accordingly because I actually bought off on the A for V, gotten honored and settled this account, and they loved my international bill of exchange so much they never returned it to me. Well, the way their law works, if they hold on to the instrument, if there was defects in my instrument, they have to send it back. Well, they never sent it back, so obviously there was no defects. But this is how they go to the deep end of the pool, because I gave over, i.e. like a dummy, to where they could find me so I could get rectification on the total amount that they thought I owed. So I gave over my employer's crap and whatever. Well, they washed my international bill of exchange for $310,000. They enjoyed the hell out of that. And then they come over to my employer 40 days later and suck 90% of my paycheck out of my back pocket, which my employer, who's a dumbass, gave over. And I was living for 4 months off of about, let's put it this way, a fraction, 10% of 90%. Folks, how long can you do 10% of the math of what you're bringing home right now? Well, I did it for 4 months. And you talk about pissed off. And I said, okay, I'm not going to get angry. The upside is I got laid off, so they couldn't steal from me anymore. And I haven't had a bank account since 1995. So, but I'm just trying to share with people who think that this A for V thing has validity. Don't do it. There you go. I gave you the memo. You got my memo. Because they will, the whores are, they've moved the goalposts, and they move them every time. See, because when these idiots out there broach this in the public, they say, oh, well, that's like unfair advantage, and then they change and move the goalposts. That's what happened with the A for V movement, because all these idiots out there selling packages for $1,000 to people, and I didn't buy no package. I already knew what to do. The point I'm trying to make is this is how their scam works, is when you, now the way we're going, hey, we can settle the account, folks. We're gonna have we have the technology. We know exactly how to settle the account. No, we don't know how to deal with your electric bill and your phone bill and crap yet. We'll work on that when we get to it. This is ABC. Got to follow A, B, and C.
And Peter, this is the thing that people are getting at Privatis, is the years of going through all the disinformation and all the gurus and all these other people, because you basically you gotta find as much information on this as you could at the time, because there wasn't much.
Right.
And everyone was trying to figure it out. And what do you say? You got 25 years into this, figuring this out and bringing it forward now on Privatis. And so, we've already done the crap storms for the members that are joining now. And, now all they need to do is learn on the path that you're giving them, show them exactly how it can be very simple and avoid all the pitfalls of people that are still figuring it out.
Right, yeah, folks, so get out of the UCC. The Uniform Commercial Code does apply on multiple levels. However, you're not going to be doing a UCC-1 financing statement and all this other bull crap, because you know what that, folks, what it does is it indicates that you're aware and you just created a second tiered structure off your primary tiered structure, which is your birth certificate bomb, whence it all started, and you just brought yourself in the mix to create a secondary, I don't know who the hell I am, documents. Because I've done that. Folks, I've already done the UCC processes. They're posted over there in Louisiana. I've done a bunch of stuff. See, but you know what, folks? I went in front of you. I went before you. Now I'm telling you, you don't have to do that stuff. See, so we're going to cut through the wheat and the chaff here. That's where I live. It's stuck on simple, stupid where we're going, and it's so simple. Most of y'all ain't going to get it. That's the sad part, because you want to go and fight. You want to go in war. You want to go lean. No, you can't. You don't. You pull the oxygen out of the damn room when you come forward as a live man and remove these stinking lousy presumptions that have binded you up in your entire life through the propaganda machine, teaching you to be a good patriot and join up in the military so you can go lose your blood on some battlefield for some banker's war. Bull crap. Anyways, I think I just went to 15, huh, Michelle?
No, that was about a 13, Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, there. Let me turn up the volume. Anyways, I'm sharing the love and the pain so that my brothers and sisters don't have to walk down the path. I've already gone before you. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Don't be a Forrest. Don't start experiencing a Forrest Gump moment, please. You don't have to. That's the point. So when I bring forward, so I'm sharing a personal side of myself, of what I went down, what I've been through. Yes, I've read the negotiable instruments laws. I understand this stuff, the banking mechanisms. I understand all this big nefarious scam, but that's all right. It's all good because there is a trust and there is an estate, and we're going to be moving this train forward over the next 12 months. So it's just going to get better because we keep cracking this nut on a whole different level, and it's so simple. And if everybody could just say, if you're listening, send off the Privatis.Me Facebook page to all your brothers, sisters, friends who are sick and tired of getting raped on the estates because, see, what you got to look forward to is Obamacare, forced compliance on poisonous shots, and go to novaccine.com. See, John, I got a tax to memory now.
Very good.
Yeah, it's on. As a matter of fact, it's on the damn link over at my house at Privatis.Me Facebook page. So I post so much good stuff. So, folks, if you want to peel back the curtain, because these are poisons for your body. I talk about cancer. I talk about truth. I talk about everything that these clowns won't tell you about. Instead, they'll let your brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers go to the boneyard for a lie.
Peter, I'd like to jump in. You were discussing, that you're basically sharing all the years of truth-seeking that you've experienced and that people can save all this time. And it's very important what we're doing as a group because we're actually sharing. You and I were discussing this the other day, that we're sharing our experiences. For example, Dan with his traffic situation, me with the processes that I sent out, and of course I'm going to keep everybody up to date on what happens with that. Me closing my bank account, John and Jesse standing as the living beneficiaries, and my God, knocking that one
Cookie
completely.
shutting down $3.2 million draft out of her account and then really getting a relief.
Exactly, my God. I mean, completely ridiculous stuff. So, we're sharing all these different situations that we're in right now, and this is exactly counter to what is desired from us, from those who would wish to guide our awareness. You think of those two things that we're never supposed to discuss in polite so-called company. What are they? Politics
and money.
And I think money, right. Okay, why?
Because
why?
both of them bind you up on the slave plantation.
Exactly. Because if we did start sharing the information with one another, we would all realize that we feel pretty much the same way about both of those things. It's just it's the silence. It is the silence that keeps us in a state of subservience. And because we don't share the information with other people, then everybody sort of assumes, and everyone goes on assuming, and it's the superficial, life is great, everything's fine. No, it isn't. You're having all these situations arising, and if you live in a different country, let's say your family members are sent off to prison because they're so-called political dissidents, because they have an opinion that doesn't coincide with, that doesn't correspond with the,
the PTB.
Right. So it's important that we share all this information, is what I'm getting to. It's very important. And maybe there might be a little bit of embarrassment. I don't know. Maybe some people might feel a bit shy because they made a mistake in their opinion, or they might have thought afterwards that they should have done this instead of that. But you know what? This is learning. If we don't make mistakes, we're not going to learn.
Yep.
I don't want to be perfect. Somebody who wants to be perfect is someone who is never going to make a mistake. Someone who never makes a mistake is somebody who stays completely frozen in their status quo, and they're not living a life. Well, you know what? I'm here.
Status quo. Status. Go figure out how that word ties in.
And I think our natural state is one of expansion, not contraction, which is basically what we're all experiencing right now. We have sort of devolved to the state now where, everyone pretty much rushes off to work, rushes home. They're scared of brown envelopes that come in the mail. They just want to watch their TV, eat their meal, live their little life, and toe the line, and just that's it. Well, you know what? That's not life for me. That is not life. If nobody had to go to a job that they hate, what would actually happen? If everybody actually woke up and
started
did
creating.
Something exactly in a creative way, did what it was that they felt that they were here to do, can we see the world that we would actually have?
We're in a source of stagnatism right now. Alvin Toffler said exactly what you're saying. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And
very well
and
said.
especially in this game. In this game, you're always learning, relearning, and unlearning. It's just a constant thing. So after a while, you definitely learn to leave the ego at the door, because one day you may think you know something, and then the next day you find out the complete opposite. And be okay with that. Be okay with learning new every day.
Yeah, I learn every day what I don't know. It's all good.
Guys, I just wanted to see. Remember a few weeks ago we asked the listeners to do a little experiment. Do you remember that?
Yep.
I asked people to actually go out, and if they felt the inclination to do something, a good act, a good deed, with no expectation of being repaid in any way or anything coming back to you, but to just go out, to be creative, and to help somebody, to help one of your fellow men. I was wondering if we had any listeners who'd like to call in and share their story.
Oh, y'all don't rush for the
Dead
phone
silence.
lines so
Do
fast.
we cue the crickets? Really?
Yeah,
really?
Right. Yeah, nobody did any.
We have two callers in the queue right now.
Okay.
Area code 513 is the first caller.
All right, let's let 513 through.
Hello?
Hello, 513.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Barry. How you doing, Peter?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing really well.
Are we tweaking? Are we tweaking it up a little bit, or what?
Well, I'm trying to raise some stakes in the game here and see what I can get to shake out. The A4 fee thing, I just want to comment that I have been successful with that. So, they can come back and levy your bank account, like you said, because they're going after the taxpayer to pay what the creditor just paid for. So, it's amazing how that works. They got to suck it out of somewhere to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't have an asset like a big.
Well,
bank account.
I didn't. I had a job, dude, and they went through the job, and my employer helped me out by giving over.
Wow.
Yeah,
90%
of my paycheck. I didn't have a bank account, dude. They just went straight to the friggin' source, and he gave over, and I sent him a boatload of documents saying, hey, what's up with this? Multi-billion-dollar company, Shaw Group, Inc. Let me share the love. Multi-billion-dollar company, actually a trillion-dollar company. They build power plants and stuff. Anyways, see, brother, that's how friggin' nefarious the scumbags are, and it's a private corporation. Matter of fact, they'll be getting the document from every one of my members, the 3-page Articles of Incorporation from 1933. No, it's not been, what do they call that, photoshopped? No, it's the real deal. So, they're going to know that we know when we remove the freaking presumptions what the scam is. This is a private whore corporation, bro. It's not a government. It's a scumbag. Collecting for its other scumbag called the IMF.
Yeah. Yeah,
all the banking whores at the top of the pecking order. So we need to divest these people of their positions.
It's a big circle. So whatever you
pay, big circle jerk is what it is.
It is. But whatever you pay in credits, they have to take out of somewhere in taxes.
That's
so they just
right.
can't write it around, and they took it out of your debtor.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about my private side account pretty soon. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, I hear you. But anyway, I got something new. What Cookie did, too bad she's not on the show tonight, but what she did is went in as the beneficiary and just told the judge to offset and settle the account. You can go in as beneficiary and as the general executor, and you can fill out a Form 56 from the IRS and appoint the judge as the trustee.
I don't do government forms. I know about the standard Form 56. I know all that shit.
I know you hate that, but
no, I don't do government forms, brother. I just remove presumptions. This is where everybody gets binded up because if you don't operate in the proper capacity, if you haven't removed presumptions, then guess what? That shit ain't gonna work neither. Because I've done standard Form 56, bro. I'm ahead of you. I've done it all. I know what time it is. So I'm not gonna tell my brothers to go anywhere with fucking government documents anymore. Sorry. I didn't mean to be, you got me tweaked, dude, because you know what? That's misdirection. That's smoke and mirrors game. We're done with it.
That's having to know legalese and stuff like that, and that's the whole thing about common law, bringing common law or law common to you into the courts. You're not required to know their statutes. You're not required to know their forms or interpret any of their legalese or any of what their meanings they meant by that. You're there as a man, and that's it. If there is no breach of contract and there's no injured party, there is no. That's it. There's nothing more to it. There's no reason for you to be in that courtroom. And their forms, nothing. When I was in court, I accepted nothing. I signed nothing. In the whole 5 months, I signed nothing. I accepted no full disclosures, anything. And, once I understood or overstood my capacity as a man and how to bring forth that power in those courtrooms, it was completely night and day. I wasn't filing any affirmations even. It was just what I said on the record because my word is my bond.
Yep. And that's where we're going. And then, hey, brother, there is a state. So there is an estate, and there is an offsetting account. Yeah. See, in the public, it's the Social Security number. In the private, it's the digits on the back. They got to balance the books. See, that's why we're going to teach them how to set off properly and correctly. But first, you better remove these presumptions I speak of, because otherwise, you're a dead man operating in the wrong capacity. Remove the freaking presumptions first. And then you can, otherwise you're putting the damn cart before the horse. You got to remove these presumptions. And I'm going to bang this friggin' drum until everybody gets the memo. Because I know I'm right.
I don't disagree with removing the presumptions and changing your status. Well, I'm just telling you, if you put that Form 56 into the local IRS office and appoint the judge, then the IRS takes care of it. Because now he's the guy who has to go to prison if the debt doesn't get offset. And you can send him all the paperwork to do it, but you don't have to fill out the paperwork, just the Form 56.
Right.
You send the GSA bond.
Right. It's I know, it's a repositioning of the fiduciary and having somebody else handle the account, just like I did with Timothy Geithner on the $312,000.
Yep.
Go figure. And he did it all right. And then they still, I don't even want to go there. Yeah, and they still bet me over without the KY, commerce. Go figure.
But there's only 3 positions you can take in the court. You can either be the executor, you can be the beneficiary, or the trustee. Well, you come in as the beneficiary and the executor and appoint the judge as the trustee.
No, you can't hold 2 positions unless, brother, I know one man on this earth that knows how to operate in the proper capacity as executor. So we're not even going to talk about executor on this show, okay? That's
all right. You
Thank
can
you.
hold positions in the trust, but you can't hold 3.
Yeah, it sounds like Dean Clifford stuff, and see how it's working out for them. See, this is what brother, this is what I'm trying to say. Yes, you can, and I agree with what you're saying. What I'm saying is I'm not going to broach this information on a public radio show because then people are going to get wrong-minded because they still don't know who the hell they are, and they're going to get themselves in the deep end because they don't know how to operate as executor. Michael and I already know this stuff, brother. We're 3 steps ahead. We're already there. However, there's only certain people that know how to operate in this capacity at this point in time, so we're not going to broach it for further consumption here because I want to get my brothers to understand it's really simple because we can teach them the dumbed-down process of being a beneficiary. That's one position that's always good to hold, and appoint them as a trustee because technically nobody knows how to hold their water as executor in their world because they don't even know how to be a friggin' beneficiary, brother. So I'm going to teach them how to walk or crawl before they can walk. So this is where I'm going, and that's why I say I'm glad. I appreciate you broaching it, but I'm not going to be doing much talk on executor status at this point in time because I first got to get them through.
Well, Peter, I lived it. I went in there as the living beneficiary and stuff like that, and very elegant words and blah blah blah. But when I went in there as a man aggrieved, and that was it, no names, no titles, just a man aggrieved in common law. That's when they didn't want anything to do with me. When I put a claim into the court that was only 4 lines long, literally 4 lines long, not pages and pages or anything else, one page, 4 lines long. They didn't want anything else to do with me anymore. Crown prosecutors were telling me CPS were scared, excuse my French, shitless of me now. And they didn't want anything to do with me anymore. I didn't have to know who the executor was, who the administrator was, who the trustee was.
It doesn't matter.
I can, totally understand where you're coming from and stuff like that, but you're complicating it. It doesn't need to be complicated. You can just go in as a man, and you're going forth to be appearing before an injured party or a breach of contract, and that's all that there is. Criminal, civil, you know what I mean. Unless you broke a contract, unless you've injured someone, there is no reason to be in court. They're bringing forth your legal person, and you're not a legal person. So you're there as a man, the owner of the legal person, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to cover that too. We're going to get down that road too, as far as having a special. Michael, we're working on some stuff. I'm not going to dialogue about it tonight, but we've got. Nobody knows where we're going. Not yet. But they will. They first got to do the simple stuff. See, if they're not going to do the simple stuff, John, they don't get to know about the next levels because...
Oh, yes, the stuff that we're talking about now in the background that is so exciting that it's got me going. Woohoo!
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so folks, go get your game on. Come to my house. If you want to remove presumptions, or you can stand fast and get Obamacare and force compliance on shots, that's your option as well. Everybody has free will. But if you're sick and tired of this scam and you want to know who you are, then come forward as a man or the woman alive again.
Line up for your tattoos. Everyone's going to have an RFID chip. We're going to be tattooing barcodes on the back of everybody's neck. Everyone's going to have a bull ring through their through their septum, so they can be properly led around like the actual sheep that they are. So everybody just heads down, lick those boots. They're not clean enough. Stay on your knees, and punishment's a-coming. Wow, where did that come from?
I don't know. Hey, you tapped into my brain on that one.
Yeah, sorry.
Osmosis. Anyways, Brother Barry, no, I love what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm already there. We're already there. Mike and I are already broaching this subject. But for now, we're not going to broach it here at the house. But that's cool. Matter of fact, if you got my email, we get if you got a Skype, get a Skype. We'll dialogue. I'll be glad to share the love because at least you're on a different level, of course.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that Form 56. I know where to put the name.
I'm not either, brother, but it's all good. Anyways, on that note, where are we at on time, folks? It is break time.
Take a break now.
Break time.
All right, everybody go do what they do on break. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Excellent.
Privatis.Me. No longer do we need to hire lawyers, worry about past debt, or count on doctors to fix our health problems. Privatis.Me, specializing in real education about the legal system, administratively eliminating your past debt, and teaching you simple, natural ways to restore your health. Join today for free. Learn how to live in private and allow yourself to overcome and stop living in fear. Become a paid member for just $20 per month and receive Peter and Michael's $300 debt termination package for free. Privatis.me. Privatis.me. Take a walk on the private side.
All right, in the spirit of things, we're all jumped out with no place to go. It's all beautiful. Oh, that's good. We needed some light. We needed some levity because Brother Peter was at a 20 on that rant. Anyways, hey, Brother Barry, I love you. Hey, no, let me share the love. It's all good. Didn't mean to beat your brakes off. That wasn't the objective. I just don't want to take my brothers to concepts they're not ready for yet. Not the masses. Hell, they're hardly ready for the beneficiary, let alone the executor. Anyways, I've already been down that road. And, I have a brother of mine up north. He's excellent. He has skills beyond my abilities. He went, hey, now this is, I'm going to share the love. Brother Greg won't mind either. He cleared the court. See, up in Chicago, up in Cook County, they got it's the McDonald's, run them through 6 different venues, all on one floor, hundreds and hundreds of good slaves going to pay at the window. And Brother Greg, he got his own judge, just him and the judge. The room was cleared. I mean, this is dead in the middle of the day, and they got thousands of good hypothecation events going on. And
that sounds familiar.
Yes, and he stood fast. He knew who the hell he was. He knew how to operate it as the executor. But now here's some irony for everybody who wants to be an executor. Go read IRS subsection 559. See, Brother Greg and I were bantering about this executor thing for a year and a half. And I said, I don't ever want to be the executor. I don't want to have to do that heavy lifting. And it's really easy and simple to stand fast as beneficiary. And, hey, it's a neutral position, and I don't have to do any of the administrative work. Go fill out that dadgum bid bond, performance bond, payment bond. That's not my job. That's their job. Anyways, it's ironic that Brother Greg got him and it was him and the judge. The judge knew who he was. Within 5 minutes, he was out the door. It was a done deal. But it was a closed session, so none of the other slaves could hear what was going down. See, folks, they compartmentalized it because if the rest of the sheep really knew what the hell was going on, they want to know. But anyways, Brother Greg knew. So on that capacity, on that position, Greg knows how to wear whatever hat that was particular to him, and he knows how to stand in that capacity. He's got skills beyond 99.999% of the masses because their brains don't live here. They've been stupefied. So I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just saying, you know what, that's an uphill slog, and if you're not ready for it, if you don't really know what you're doing, they're going to beat your damn brakes off. And I don't want my brothers getting their brakes beat off because they're ignorant. That's why I don't talk about it. It's not because I got anything to hide. I'm well aware of the position, but you aren't. And so guess what? We're not going to be going to that learning class. But Michael and I have broached the subject, and we will down the road. But we ain't going to be doing it right now. It's I get my brothers and sisters to get off their damn knees and learn how to walk first. Then when I get them to there, then we can get you to the next level. It's all, folks. This is a transformational shift in the brain. And I'm trying to keep it simple. That's why I created this 8-week curriculum. First 4 weeks are almost through. We'll have next week's Bond Week. We're going to have a big bonfire, John. It's all good. Anyways, when we get to week 4, folks, you'll have a lot more clarity. The rose-colored glasses by then should have been pulled off. And then I'm going to show you how to unconsent for the next 4 weeks. And I'm going to show you how to do it simply, easily, administratively. I'm going to tell you about the tricks for kids stuff and all this other stuff so that you don't step on your anything, you know. Anyways. Oh, yeah.
I'm excited about the things that are on the horizon for us. I'm excited that we're getting a public registry going. That's very cool.
Yep.
You know, it'll save people a ton of money because if you give notice, ordinarily you have to buy newspaper ads for at least 30 days, and that costs a ton of money.
Yep.
We're going to be online. It's going to be there. There'll be a very minimal fee so that the webmaster of that site can be compensated for the time and the organizational skills that are required to keep this thing up and running. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
I'm ready to go. My documents are ready to go. As soon as the public registry is up and running, hey, let me know. I've got my documents. And I know, Peter, you're very competitive and you want to be the first one up, but hey, I'm ready.
Yeah, see, I'm a man, and it's all good.
Funny you felt the need. It's funny you felt the need to say that.
That's why you got a W-O in front of you. That's why you got a W-O in front of you.
That's right. Yeah, it's there because the woe is for me to slow down because I'm way ahead of everybody else on my processes.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If you're first in line, first in time, it wouldn't hurt my feelings because we'll all be top 10 where we're coming from. So
exactly.
Top
Everybody
10
in
is
the
a
group
beautiful
gets
thing.
on there.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. I love our group.
Anyways, do we have any more callers in the queue?
Anybody out there who has anything to share about some transformational experience that they had, they changed somebody's day by a comment or they did a good deed. I can't believe nobody had an experience. I don't buy that. I know that the world is not the world that others see through the TV screen.
Yeah.
I can keep on talking like this for another 20 minutes. Anybody.
Well, I guess when you put that post out, I think there was only 3 listeners on the call, and it was us.
What was that?
I said there was only 3 listeners on the call when you posted that out there for everybody's consumption. It was just us 3.
Yeah.
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 We have a 302 area code in the queue.
Cool.
Great.
Let them through.
Joseph.
Yep.
Hi, it is Joseph, in fact. Hi.
Hi there.
So, how you doing, Joseph?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
So, my question, touches upon what we were about to broach and started to earlier in one of the other calls. So if everything is to be in private, does that mean that a trust is counted as private, or is a trust not counted as private?
Well, right now, since you're in no man's land, it's public. So what they're doing is tapping it into for a hypothecation event, and that's what creates the public debt. There's two sides of the books. And
no, I don't mean the estate trust. I don't mean our estate trust. I mean a trust that we should create, one that we would create.
Yeah.
Is that considered private?
Yeah. Well, that's a deeper level of the drink that I won't go in on this call because it is a public forum or a public deal. This is where I'll talk about it maybe over at my house at Privatis.Me. So I'm not going to.
Fair enough.
It's just the way it is, brother. I mean, I'm no longer going to be covering information on people want me to know what do I do about this student loan. That's why I set up Privatis.Me, and I have private calls every Thursday to broach those issues. And it's an open cattle call for. Look at the word cattle call on the call for because that's a private teleconference. So it's I let everybody through. I let everybody out through on that call. But yeah,
I wasn't asking about student loans. I was asking about the trust.
I know. And yeah, that's another part of the trust. You don't create it; it exists thereby. You just never knew that it existed because it's considered abandoned.
No, I'm not. Again, I'm not talking about the estate trust. I'm suggesting, or I'm not even suggesting. I'm asking if one were to create a second or different trust, would that other trust beyond our estate trust, would the secondary trust be considered private or would it be considered public?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't have that answer, brother.
Fair enough. That's all I need to know. Thank you much.
You got it. Have a great night.
Have a great night, Joseph.
You too.
Yeah. Like I say, folks, I don't know everything, and if I don't have the answer, I won't give it to you, and I won't fake it.
That's the way to go.
Yep.
It seems
we
we've
have
got
another caller.
Yep.
Yep, from 856 in New Jersey area code.
Jersey, hey, park the car, yeah. All right, come on through, Jersey.
Hello, this is George. How's it going?
Hey, George, how you doing tonight?
Great, sir. Just wanted to thank you guys for doing what you're doing, and I really appreciate that. I got a couple questions.
Sure.
What about, there's a so-called remedy under 12 U.S.C. 95A Part 2, if you got to assign the obligation to the United States and you don't claim the name, and actually it acquits and discharges the name from further
consumption.
Yeah, further obligation. So,
right.
You assign it to and for the United States, and how's that play out in the general scheme of things?
Yeah, I've seen that for years, and I wish somebody would come forward and show me how they do it because I've never seen it done successfully yet.
Okay, all right.
That's all. Yeah, so that's I'm just being honest. I know tons. I've seen the Yahoo groups and all the posts, and matter of fact, my brother Greg has been bantering on that for a while. That, and I'm not saying it's not so. What I'm saying, brother, is they move the damn goalposts. They pretty much ignore everything.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going in this different direction as live men and women. So did you have a second question for me?
I just generally like to know if I'm going to join as a full-time member, and if my family I've traced back to 1694 in Jamestown, Styles, does that mean anything? And I also have a coat of arms. So
cool.
If I get the full membership, I wouldn't need that. But how would that play out?
Well, here's a good thing. If you have skills beyond most people's skills and know how to superimpose your stamp and seal on the document because they are interworkable, you can do it. And brother, you come through for 120. You superimpose on all the documents, and we'll have and then you'll be able to download the package of information documents, and you can post your seal, your family crest and seal on every one of those documents. Definitely use the flag of peace. Keep it in place on the left-hand side.
Right on. I have that hanging on my front porch right now, brother.
Brother, you got it.
1860 flag.
So yeah, brother, you come in for the $120 because you have skills, and Michael and I said we wanted to reward our brothers and sisters who have skills. So that 120 package still remains open for others, but most don't have the capacity to superimpose the seal.
The little JPEG or whatever onto I got it.
So, hey, brother, we're going to share the love with you that way, so you don't have to come through for the 240. But what we found out is most of our brothers and sisters, when they get into this deep end with the computer, they don't know how. So what we did was we wanted to make life easier for them. So that's why we created 9 separate templates. I mean, we pretty much cover everything, and anything that comes forward in the future,
all over
they'll
the
also
website.
get that right exactly this way. All they can do, now they can go and hit the ground running and remove presumptions, move forward. So that's what because I know I've got lots of members that have done absolutely nothing. They're full members because they're sort of stuck. So we're going to unstuck everybody, Michael and I. So it's a good thing. I mean, this is what we're thinking. We because we love our brothers and sisters enough because we don't want to see them bind up. We cannot believe the insane train has left the station.
Well, you know that they have the fear mechanisms in place, to calm them, the chattel down. So, I mean, that's quite the intimidating force that they have behind them. Although it's fake and illegal as all hell, but it's something like you guys are blazing the path, Gene Keating, Boris, and so on and so forth. And I'm all about it. And when I first started researching this information last January, I'm new to the mix. I've been studying, and I was a help desk. My background is computer, so I was help desk. So I was sitting there for 8 hours a day reading this information for months.
Cool.
And I still do it today because I happen to be laid off from my IE government position because I didn't want to be involved anymore, really.
Right.
And now I'm just sitting down there and I'm just pounding this stuff left and right.
Very
and I really you guys seem to be on the cutting edge, like you say all the time, and everything that I've compiled in my small brain seems to be congruent with what you guys are doing. So it's definitely awesome, man.
Yeah, and that's why I like sharing my stories. That's why I tell everybody how I went through, how I did. Like I say, brother, I've been negotiable instruments law, friggin' code of federal regulations. I've already done all that heavy lifting. It took all that garbage to put in my head to come to where I'm here to tie this pretty little bow on this, and nobody else has to go down the 25-year road I just went, and that's the beautiful part. So that's called cutting through the wheat and the chaff and getting straight to the meat and potatoes so they can move this train forward, because I'll tell you what, brother, the time is nigh, because it's getting ugly out there with the scam. So when I talk about misprision of felony and all this other stuff, they understand these concepts, the nefarious ones, and they will they'll throw their brother under the bus faster than anything else. I have I don't know if you see my student loan document over at the site where I did a misprision of felony on a third-party bottom feeder whore who came through my door. It's got the order. You can see the documents, the DOJ response, and you can see the check they sent back to me for a student loan refund. So for all the naysayers who say, they're all from the Show Me State, I've been showing everybody for the last 3 months on that.
I think that's undermined or something like that, where you show somebody they got their stuff back or whatever. Yeah, I remember clicking on that. It's only like there's a 2 drop down on there or something like that, and it shows it.
Student loan refund, that's me.
Yeah, that's it.
So I try to speak from a position of truth and knowledge, brother. If I haven't done it, I will not send you down the road to do it. That's why when the last brother calls, I love Brother Barry. He's a good guy. But I won't broach the issue of executor. It's more smoke and mirrors to busy my brother's brains.
Exactly. It is Dean stuff too that he was talking about, because the trust law and the other law, you are the beneficiary regardless of what, so you receive all the beneficiary. You can actually assign the executor or executrix.
Sure.
However, do you want to actually do that? And I'm sitting there and I'm reading the laws and I'm going there and saying, wait a minute, man. And now you guys came in and says, well, you don't really have to do the heavy lifting with the SF 24, 25, 26 and the Miller bonds and everything like that.
Right.
So, it's like, okay, what if I don't want to do that? Somebody blazed the path, and, why am I going to, like you said, put the cart before the horses like I've done my whole friggin' life? I was up for 3 days when I found out, start reading about this stuff. It all started on a Ron Paul site. When you signed your promissory note, your mortgage was paid in full. And that led to link after link after link after link, and here I am on this call. So it's
and when you read your mortgage papers, George, it says that you're a tenant.
I heard you did all that. The authorized representative on the dotted line on your checks, and yeah. Like I said, I was up for 3 days. I was sick to my stomach.
I
don't want to play the game no more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, brother. See, we're going to pull the oxygen out of the room by removing presumptions.
Right on.
And there is no arguing. This is the simplest way I know how to teach everybody how to walk first. We'll get to the meat and potato stuff. Believe me, I'm already going there. I'm already 3 steps ahead. All right, Michelle, don't say a thing. I got short legs. I'm 3 steps to her 1. It sucks.
It's all right.
On.
Anyways, brother, you are right-minded. You are in the right place. That's why I post what I post. That's why I open up the door for free for everybody, because I want them to be able to pull that curtain back first and say, hey, wow, I didn't know this. Oh, this guy's got the 3 pages of incorporation from the IRS. It's dated 1933. This guy
Exactly. Exactly. I'm a dry sponge. Water me.
Yeah, right. Very good. Very good. Well,
George,
brother,
I want to thank you personally.
Yep.
Thank you. I want to thank you personally.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Something going on up there between the 2 ears, and I am in great appreciation of that. I recognize in you a hard worker, a thinker, and somebody who doesn't accept everything that's thrown at him at face value. It seems like you ask a lot of questions, and thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you. And it started when I was a kid that I didn't know, why the hell do I need a fishing license?
Right.
Our forefathers fished for free.
I
don't need a license. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, guys.
Right. Hey, brother, when I was living down in Louisiana, that's where the significant other's from. I'm a damn Yankee. I went down and I stayed for a while, made them crazy. But I asked all my brothers that working at the chip mill, I said, hey, if you don't think you're a slave, let me ask y'all something. And I put it in an easy way they'd understand. I said, who makes all the fish in the ocean? And they sort of say, well, God does. I said, yeah. I said, all the animals that populate the planet, and God did. I said, so why are you going to man and asking for a freaking permission by a license?
Exactly, man. I knew it.
It's that simple. And you know what they did, brother? They looked at me like deer in headlights because that's what we were told to do. There you go. Well, you're a good slave. Get after it.
Exactly. May the yoke on your chains bind you lightly because you don't need to be our countrymen.
Yep, exactly.
John Adams, baby.
Yeah. Hey, they're holding the chains, brother. They can drop them anytime they want. They come over to my house.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll give mine up anytime, man. And it's getting lighter as I get smarter, and God's giving me the ability to do it.
Well, you're coming in for a year of consumption because, like I say, Michael and I just keep building upon the site, keep adding more. It's gratis. We give it. We're never ever going to charge for packages. We want people to get right-minded so they can be competent to be free and know how to operate in that capacity as a real man or a woman. And when you get that, that's when you get free. That's called the paradigm shift.
And so that they can share their stories with us, too, so that everybody learns from everybody's process. Because not everybody's process is going to be cookie cutter. It's not going to be the same. So this is just the exponential learning curve, literally, because we're all learning from each other.
That's true. I think we're all honor-bound. I don't know, I was in the military, God forbid, I'm out now.
What branch?
I was in the Air Force, man, for 6 years.
Brother. Hey, all right, I was a squid. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. We all did quote unquote service.
Yes.
As a GI, general issue.
Yeah. Look at the word. Yeah, look at that word, huh?
Yeah, general issue, right? Yeah, exactly, man. It's a shame.
Yeah.
And I think we're all honor bound to share it with at least 2 people. If not by the word of God, it's just by those things that I learned in the service that I tend to live my life by today. It was good guidance in the service. I have to say that.
Oh, yeah,
keeps you organized, keeps you straight, makes you a man, so on and so forth.
Right.
But man, I'm just really appreciative, and God bless everybody on this call.
Hey, brother,
Thank you very much,
have you seen the one video, All Wars Are Bankers' Wars? Have you seen that video by chance?
Not as of yet, no, but I will.
Hey, go to my
will
YouTube.
Google the shit out of it.
No, just you can probably pull it up, All Wars Are Bankers' Wars, or you can go to my YouTube page. It's already posted over there.
Right on.
Hey,
will
brother,
do, man.
Thank you. Hey, thank you for sharing the love. And
thank you.
We'll catch you on the rebound. Have a great night.
Right on, brother.
Very good.
Thank you, George.
All right.
Thank you.
Where are we at? What time?
We got 4 minutes.
4 minutes left.
Gee whiz,
and we've
I'll
got
tell you, these
callers
calls
lined up.
What?
We've got 4 minutes left, and callers lined up.
Yeah, well, I think we're done. Unless we want to go to overtime.
Sure,
Well,
I'm available.
Call. I don't mind.
It's up to my producer. She's
Andrea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about 15 minutes? Sure.
Okay, yeah, we'll roll a little more. Who's on first, what's on second, and let's go next, I guess.
It seems we have Elder.
Okay.
Come on in.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Elder Jerry St. James. How are you guys?
How you doing, brother?
Very well. How are you?
Hear back from you.
You know what? I got to tell you guys something. It is such an honor and a privilege to hear you guys. It's almost like a drug. I can't miss the show now, you know. Is it Michelle?
Yep.
Yes.
She said the guy earlier was the OG, old gangster. I said, oh, she got a little
Original.
gangster. I said, oh, you know
Original
what?
gangster, yeah.
I said, she got that little French thing going on. Then she went right from French to OG. I said, oh, no, you what? Had me crying down here.
I'm a hybrid of a whole bunch of things.
Multifaceted.
Let me share with you guys, like, something that I find very interesting about what's happening to me, encouragement, because I see strength comes by seeing others, you know, do. And I'm now like a beacon over here where I'm looking at things a whole lot different today. It's like I don't accept, you know, the hokey-dokey stuff, you know. It's like if your mind is programmed to believe something, if you're going to believe a lie, then it's still a lie.
Yep.
Or, you know, it's like your brain has to go, like that paradigm shift you guys keep talking about.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
People have to be willing to, you know, face their fears. And unless they're willing to face their fears, they will always remain in bondage and captivity.
That is correct.
I also know that, you know, God's word also said his people are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge.
Yep.
But also because they refuse knowledge. And if knowledge is what's keeping us from or keeping us in captivity, then maybe we should look at like what's really going on.
Yep.
Who's behind the curtain pulling all these strings. I'm just encouraged that when I took I've been on this journey a while. You know, I'm a veteran, I'm a former homeless veteran, you know, disabled veteran, but I decided to, you know, utilize the rest of my days to see to it that the health, interest, rights, and needs of our nation's veterans are being met. Because I'm just so sick and tired of them just being like the government issue, you know, just
disposable entities.
Disposable, you know, and it took me having to lose everything to find out like how deep this here rabbit hole goes. So I was able to get my life back on track and put some things in motion. But one thing I want to share with you guys today, because I did get my ID card, and I actually started using it now, driving around with my little card, and I was actually going to buy a car the other day. So they asked me, "Can you have a driver's license?" I said, "Yeah." Here. I said, wouldn't you like to know? So once you start applying things, you know, you start seeing like the scales starts coming off your eyes. And then you start getting bold.
Right.
You know, but bold and not knowledge is, you know, not a good thing.
Right.
No.
Yeah, it's very freeing. Knowledge, like they say, they've been telling you. I've heard that all my life. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Learn. And you know, growing up, you don't really realize what that means. You know, and then you start learning about this stuff and learning about who you are and the power that you really have with the knowledge. And it's like night and day. It's like entering the twilight zone. When they talk about synchronicities and all this kind of stuff, I've seen the synchronicities. I've seen the universe line up and provide things for me when I needed that. You know, I couldn't have written a movie better if I needed to. You know, for the things that just came forward that I needed, the supplies, the people, everything, the doors
John,
that opened up.
John, that's the new normal. That's what we call the new normal in our group.
This nucleus.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, we, especially as a vet, just like me, like I say, they sold us lies, brother, under the guise of patriotism. That's the saddest part of the whole equation. They used our emotions against us. And yeah, like I told the last brother that was on, yeah, if you haven't seen All Wars Are Bankers' Wars, it gives a nice history lesson in about 45 minutes and breaks down how our brothers and sisters in arms, under the guise of that we were protecting so-called democracy. What a scam that is. We got duped, but we went forward with good intent in our hearts. See, and that's why I love my brothers and sisters in the military. They've just been sold a lie, and they just weren't aware they were sold it. They didn't realize that they're just merely a hypothecation event for the machine, the military-industrial complex. But it's not me walking. I'm not going to put my back up to my brothers and sisters who got sold a lie. I'm going to help them get their minds right so that they can find out that they're going to be pissed off that they got lied to. But we do have a lot of our brothers finding out that they've been lied to. I think it was called Cold Warrior or something like that back about 3 years ago. A lot of our military vets coming back, the atrocities they have seen and been a party to, and then they knew. See, they had to go into that deep space of their heart, that soul part, and they knew deep down that they did bad acts, but their masters or their superiors made them a party to it, because see, that's we all have this moral compass, and to do these acts and going to hurt others under the guise of all we're doing is protecting the freaking private interests of the private corporate whores. And I wish my military brothers and sisters, maybe I should go post over at the Navy Times, the Air Force Times, all these for my brothers who are looking for real truth. Come over to my house and I'll help you get your mind right, because even, brother, I hung out with the upper echelon. I was a Navy doc, and most of my buddies were light colonels and colonels over there in Quantico, and they said, Doc, you're not like what we're used to. In other words, I wasn't poured out of their box. They couldn't fit me in the box because I thought outside in space, because I didn't need direction to flow. I already had it. I had a moral compass already in my heart.
Exactly. Peter, it seems that Elder dropped off the call.
Okay, that's fine.
But we did have a few more.
Yeah, I know. Do we have time or go? Tomorrow's another night, folks.
We're already in OT now. So
yeah, I know. Well, we got.
Yeah, Andrea says Jordan is up next.
Okay.
If you'd like to take a call from Jordan.
We'll take one more, because we'll be back tomorrow night too, and they can pop in the room tomorrow too.
Sure.
Okay.
So, Jordan, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Hey, I just wanted to tell everyone with you guys' group, I've been researching more of your site, and I've seen about the Creditors and Commerce and all these other sites, and I actually remember you, Pete, being on a call, and you were quizzing. I think you were even quizzing Brandon, but it seems like everybody's waking up, and I'm just really grateful to hear you guys telling everybody what's going on. And at the same time, I read that document that you're giving away from your site about the big bond and the performance. That turned my stomach, actually. And I'm able to realize how I can transmute this frustration and energy and bring it up my chakras. And as I'm researching more and more, I'm finding out that the planet, the law, the physical, the mental, the food, all of it, y'all, is all interconnected to us. And it's like holding us back in this crazy mental fear crap. And I'm just want to let everyone know, like, break out of it. The best way is just get happy now and know that we got the power, because guess what? Without us, y'all, they got nothing. Because
that's right, brother. You got it. You got the memo.
Exactly. You got it, Jordan.
Let me send you 5 gold
You totally got it.
I don't exactly, Jordan. I like how you're saying. I like how you're talking about the Kundalini and stuff like that rising, because we are the consciousness. We are here to forget that we are all powerful, to learn that we are all powerful whilst in the physical form, and that's the game.
Yeah.
And it is the game. And Jordan, you expressed it very nicely. We're the 0.0 of all these intersections of food and what they're doing to the water and the air and the pollution and the various control mechanisms, the media, the corporations, the religions, the mind control, everything. We are the 0.0 of all of this. And we are the ones who have the power, and we are the ones who get to transmute all of this into what it is that we want. But that's the situation. We have to be very, very clear on what it is that we want. And most people, if not close to all people, don't know that they even have a choice.
I know.
So, yeah.
It's almost like, it's like saddening. And as I was listening to y'all folks this evening, I was thinking, like, these fine officers, and I have some friends that are officers, all right, in the higher little echelons, but I realize that some of these officers psychologically, and I may be wrong, so I'm not trying to call anyone out, but I found out that some of these, they were bullies when they were growing up, you know,
Yep.
to the so-called cool people. Well, now follow me, if you will, please. These people become officers, and they're like, well, now I got power, and people will respect me. When I was growing up, they didn't. But what's interesting is the people that they're now picking up are regular folks, regular people, and they're leading them into their same bullies. Because you know what I'm saying? The people that are so-called crooks, they're the ones that are the DAs and the attorneys and the judges saying, all right, well, you didn't see it because you got ears, but you can't hear, and eyes and you can't see, but you're going to be an officer, and the people that you were pissed off with growing up, they're like bitches almost, you know?
Right. So Jordan, what you're saying is
drive around in a car, and if you don't, they're going to beat you up. I mean, they're going to punish you. I mean, they're going to reprimand you.
Right. Jordan, what you're saying is that basically they're enacting the very situation that they have always been a part of. It's just they're on the other side of it. It's a drama in which the energies have reversed polarity, but as grown-ups, they get to be on the other side of it. And in duality, this is something that we encounter. The stage past that is synthesis, where we recognize that all of this serves, that the negative serves as much as the positive, and the darkness is required to show us the light, and the light is required for the dark. But that's the next step. I think most people, if we're lucky, can emerge from human childhood into human adulthood. That's where we have responsibility. We treat other people nicely. We have honor, and we have our other attributes, integrity. We have moral standing. That's human adulthood. That is my wish for this world. Past that, and there's an overlap, but we live in duality. But past that, I call it synthesis. That's where we recognize that everything is the way that it is, and it is the way that it should be, and that ultimately I am the one who has choice.
Yep.
You're right. I really want to thank you, y'all, all of y'all, because I know you can feel the energy through this radio transmission, and it's like good to know that this is all for our betterment, because it wouldn't have been for us waking up to realize where we are and where we're going, and I'm still finding that out. But
we all are, sweetheart. We all are. You know, there's no one here that's a master of anything. We're all students.
Yep.
Right. And the other thing that came to me, if you were to draw on a piece of paper the spheres of your brain, you'd see the left side and the right side. And I was reading the Bible some time ago, and it said, straight is the way, very few find it. And I think the reason that might be is if you get caught up in oh, well, he did this and she did this and I'm good and they're bad, and I think that's the revelation that I'm going through. It's like
that's called the warring mentality. It's keeping a division in the mind by being in a hyper state of unawareness that negative energy is being put out. Hey, brother, and I've had to learn firsthand. Believe me, I came from a negative energy from my paradigm, so I'm learning every day. But I'm getting the love, and I'm getting how to put the love out, and this is where we all belong. This is called direction of flow, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, Jordan, and when we're in that state, when we're in that state, it's called blame, and blame is actually it's the outsourcing of your responsibility. When you reel back that energy and have dominion over it, you realize that you have a part in everything, and that ultimately we influence everything and everyone around us. So it's not to look outside, but rather to look inside.
There you go. Gee, I think I've talked. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's why I'm learning the meditation, the chakras, and eating the good food the best way I can, and making it. And then I'm going to get through it because everybody who's listening to my voice, you're listening for a reason. And you're going to make it through because you wouldn't be here unless you knew what you're getting yourself into. You just kind of lost yourself, kind of like I did.
Yeah, it's called
We're
thy
all
own self
in a
be true.
state of remembering. Yeah.
To thy own self be true, brother. It's really simple. I live in simple land. That's where I live.
And I'm your neighbor.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you, brother. Have a great night. We appreciate the love. I guess Andrea's got the cue, so it's up to her.
Yeah. Thank you, Jordan, for calling in. Very nice call. So we've got some thanks to give everybody. I want to thank Andrea on behalf of everybody, our excellent producer who's got just such a beautiful sense of humor. I keep saying it every show, but I love you, Andrea. Zach at Verdict Productions for the beautiful YouTube videos. Dan, who does our SEO at compassonlinemarketing.ca, who's positioned the third-party debt termination video on page 2 of Google, which is awesome.
Yep, 10,750 hits.
Awesome. We have Susan, who has beautiful skills. She did the anime, and she's got others lined up, and the beautiful PowerPoint presentations. Cookie, who's working with Peter very hard on the platform for the curriculum. That's every Monday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Michael, who is the Atlas and who has heraldry.me. He can set you up with a beautiful coat of arms, and he's the one that works on all the processes with Peter and does the website. We've got John and Jesse, who are beautiful man and woman standing in dominion of their energies as the free, live, beautiful spirits incarnate. And Peter, I never know what to say about you. I love you.
I love you too. I'm just the mouth that roared.
You're the set of lungs that can go up to 15 sometimes. You're definitely the mouthpiece, but you're the heart of this operation too, my sweet.
Peter's that guy who pulls the train with his teeth.
Oh, the world's strongest men thing. Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Oh, yeah, you see all my teeth falling on the ground. Oh, what a show. Hey, folks, this just gets more beautiful as we go. I am beside myself with all of you. Y'all killing me in a beautiful way.
I love you guys.
I love y'all.
And Michelle, we thank you too for
Michelle. She's our guiding force. She's smacking me around to get my attention. Anyways, hey, folks, we're going to be back tomorrow night. We thank you all. We will be back. And come enjoy some more of the love. We're going to bring. We want to help all our brothers and sisters get to the other side. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you,
you guys. Appreciate all the callers who called in with their great stories.
Very good. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.me or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
VerdictProductions.com, providing high-quality visual appeal for websites, videos, custom designs, and animation. We can design custom logos, animated images, banners and ads for your website, and even t-shirt designs. Have a video project you want to put on YouTube? Our professional video software will have you up on the web in no time. Visit VerdictProductions.com today and send us your project for a free quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.